Hello Everpony, Cloudflare again, here to bring you another fanfic reading. This one will be another blind reading, so bear with me. This one is called Pinkie's Party Gift by Charlie B. Barkin. Chapter 1. It was nearly lunchtime, and Pinkie Pie was walking towards the cafe, where she and Fluttershy agreed to meet. Upon arriving, Pinkie could see that Fluttershy had already gotten there and was seated at a table. The two greeted each other as they normally would, but Fluttershy realized there was something different about Pinkie. The normally happy and gleeful pony seemed to be trouble. "Are you okay, Pinkie?" asked Fluttershy. "You don't seem to be acting very normal today." "Well, it's been the greatest morning. Earlier this morning my stomach hurt, and I ended up throwing up a bit after I woke up," Pinkie replied. "Oh my, was it that party last night?" "That's just it. Sometimes I get a little carried away at a party and pay more attention and pay for it in the morning, but I didn't do anything last night. I'm sure I'm not feeling sick. I'm not sure why I'm feeling sick." "Maybe you should go see a doctor after lunch. If you have the flu or something, it's best to know about it," Fluttershy advised Pinkie. Pinkie Pie acknowledged that it was a good idea by nodding. The two ponies carried on having their lunch, and the waiter came by. "Could I interest you two in dessert?" the waiter inquired. Normally ponies didn't have dessert after lunch, but it was still the waiter's job to ask. "No thanks," said Fluttershy. Just as the waiter started to walk away, Pinkie Pie exclaimed, "Wait! I'm in the mood for some ice cream. Actually, could I get some ice cream and a plate of pickles? Lots of pickles." Both the waiter and Fluttershy shot Pinkie Pie a confused look. After several seconds, the waiter acknowledged the strange request, and after a few minutes, Pinkie's strange dessert arrived, and she wolfed it down. Meanwhile, Fluttershy was looking on in awe, but didn't mention to Pinkie Pie how strange the dessert really was. After the two left the cafe, they split ways. Fluttershy surely had to attend to her animals, and Pinkie Pie decided to heed Fluttershy's advice and head towards the hospital for a quick checkup. I wonder what's gonna happen. I have a good idea just by that right there, but I'm not quite sure yet. Okay, now we can continue. Pinkie arrived at the hospital in short order and was asked to wait in the waiting room. Pinkie was no stranger to the hospital, especially after she was diagnosed with diabetes. Oh my god! Pinkie has diabetes? I mean, I'm not surprised from all the sweets she eats, but oh my, seriously? You had to give her diabetes, dude? Or girl, whoever you are? Anyway, unfortunately for her, she did not have an appointment for the day, so she was forced to wait the better part of an hour before Nurse Redheart came out of the back and called her name. Pinkie followed the nurse, where they performed routine measurements of blood pressure and temperature. So what brings you to the hospital today?" the nurse inquired. "It's my stomach. It hurts a lot. It hurt a lot this morning, and I even threw up, even though I didn't even go to a party last night." "I see. Well, why don't we get some tests done and we'll see what's going on?" Nurse Redheart drew 2 vials of blood and disappeared into the hallway. Pinkie's stomach wasn't hurting anymore, and she was starting to wonder if going to the hospital was really necessary. Maybe it was just a temporary bug that would work itself out. Just then, Pinkie was thinking that. Just when Pinkie was thinking that, the nurse stepped back into the room. Hello again, Pinkie. I have some rather good news for you. You're 3 weeks pregnant. Congratulations. There's nothing wrong with you, but I'd like to see you back here in 2 weeks for a routine checkup. Oh my god! My feeling was correct. Oh gosh, she's pregnant. Yeah, I didn't even read the description. There's usually a description of the story. I didn't read this description. I just scrolled down and clicked the chapter 1. Oh my god. Oh, we gotta see where this goes. Okay. Here we go. Pinkie was speechless. How could this have happened to her? Whatever the case, the accepted the news. Oh, she accepted the news and was very excited. Typo. After thanking the nurse profusely, Pinkie Pie left the hospital elated. Even though she didn't plan on it, she loved foals and couldn't wait to have a little filly of her own. After that night, the other 5 elements gathered in Pinkie's room in Sugar Cube Corner. They had all been wondering why Pinkie had summoned them there. When they all finally gathered, Pinkie Pie broke out the big news. Attention, attention, every pony! Can I have your attention, please? Pinkie said excitedly. Pinkie, what would you like to tell us why we're here? Twilight asked in a frustrated tone. I'm pregnant. I'm gonna have a little filly of my own. Can I believe it? I'm so excited! After a group hug, Fluttershy said, Wow, Pinkie, congratulations. Applejack joined in by saying, Well, congratulations, Pinkie. I'm sure you'll make a fine mother. Rainbow Dash was clearly not excited as the rest of the ponies. Wait a minute. Who's the father? Well, I'm not entirely sure, said Pinkie in a slightly saddened tone. But how can you not be sure who the father is? Pinkie asked. Well, I'm not exactly sure. All I know is that I'm 3 weeks pregnant. Twilight was slightly horrified by the implication. Twilight herself hadn't even had her first kiss yet, and here Pinkie was telling her that she didn't even know who the father was. Pinkie, how could you not know his name? An awkward silence filled the air as Pinkie couldn't articulate an answer. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm going to be a mother soon, and that's all that matters. The group of ponies parted and talked for the rest of the evening. A few weeks later, Pinkie revisited the hospital for her parental checkup. Shortly after being seated into an exam room, Nurse Redheart appeared. Hello, Pinkie. How are you feeling today? Pinkie replied, Great, Doctor. I'm so excited to become a mom. Oh, there's the phone. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. It was not important. Wrong number. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Where was I? Okay, here we go. The nurse replied, That's terrific. Why don't you lay down on your back so I can do a quick ultrasound and make sure everything is okay? Pinkie laid down on the table and relaxed. As the nurse spread ultrasonic jelly on Pinkie's belly, Nurse Redheart thought it was funny that Pinkie kept giggling throughout the process. Finally, the ultrasound began, and the nurse was viewing the monitor. Pinkie couldn't see the monitor from where she was laying, but she could see the nurse's face. The atmosphere in the room quickly evaporated when the nurse's smile turned to a frown, and a panicked expression was clearly visible. What's wrong, nurse? Is everything okay? Well, the foal is healthy. Pinkie was sure there was more to that answer. But what? The nurse took her eyes off the monitor and looked at Pinkie in the eyes. It's a cold, Mrs. Pye. Pinkie's eyes were widened immediately as her hair already started deflating. Are you sure? Are you sure it's not a filly instead? Pinkie asked the nurse in a panicked tone. I'm afraid I'm sure, Pinkie. I'm so sorry. Why would she be sorry that it's a full colt instead of a filly? I guess Pinkie was more excited about having a filly, I guess. Pinkie acknowledged the answer by frowning and drooping her eyelids halfway. Immediately after the visit to the hospital, Pinkie went directly to the public library, where she surely would find Twilight. Pinkie Pie, how are you? What's wrong? Is everything all right? Twilight asked. Oh crap! I lost where I was. I'm not so great, actually. I just found my foal is going to be a colt. Twilight didn't understand what the problem was, so she decided to press Pinkie on the topic. Pinkie, that's great. What's wrong? I agree. What's wrong? It's a colt. There's nothing wrong. Everything, Twilight. Everything. I don't want a lousy colt. I wanted a cute little filly. Pinkie was clearly upset due to her voice cracking. Twilight tried her best to calm Pinkie down. Pinkie, what's important is that you're gonna have a healthy foal. Not what the gender is. Pinkie started thinking she was going to have to spell out exactly why she was visiting Twilight that day. Twilight, I actually didn't come here for advice. I came here for your help. Twilight understood immediately what Pinkie meant. Oh God. But Pinkie, I don't think I can perform a gender-changing spell. Only the highest level alicorns are able to perform that type of magic. Oh God, Pinkie. Pinkie was a bit annoyed that Twilight still did not understand. Twilight, I'm not asking you to change its gender. I'm asking you to stop it. What? She better not mean what I think she means. Twilight raised an eyebrow. What do you mean, stop it? A few seconds passed before Twilight understood what her friend was asking her to do. Twilight's eyes immediately widened. Oh God, I think meant what I think she meant. You mean, stop it? Stop it? Oh, Pinkie, I'm not sure that's such a good idea. You could cherish what's growing inside you, not try to stop it. I can't end your pregnancy for you. I'm sorry, Pinkie. Oh God, Pinkie, why? Just because it's not the right gender? It's kind of messed up, Pinkie. Pinkie was a bit confused as to why Twilight wasn't helping her. Why not, Twilight? I'm sure it can't be that difficult of a spell. Roles had been reversed, as Twilight now had to spell out exactly what she meant to Pinkie Pie. Pinkie, it's not the difficulty of the spell. I can't do it because it's the wrong thing to do. I refuse to do it. Twilight noticed Pinkie looked very disappointed. Look, Pinkie, if you want to do this, I can't stop you, but I certainly won't help you. You'll have to get it done at the hospital, I guess. Pinkie was saddened. But I can't afford that, and my policy only covers that once a year. I'd have to pay all on my own, and all on my own for any year after that. Thanks anyway, Twilight. Pinkie Pinkie did not wait for a response, and immediately walked out of the library. Instead of giving up, Pinkie figured that Rarity was a unicorn. Perhaps she could be able to perform a spell. She was very good with scissors and needles. Oh god. Her talent would be perfect. Pinkie walked into Rarity's boutique as the bell on the door rang. Rarity made a prompt appearance. Oh god. This is... oh man, I'm kind of iffy on where this is gonna go now. And I apologize for my voice. It's kind of weeble wobbly right now. I'm only 19, so it's still changing. It just has to change again while I'm trying to do this for you guys. So I apologize. Anyway, let's continue. Welcome to Pinkies Boutique. Oh, hello, Pinkie. Are you okay? You look sad. Hi, Rarity. I've had a rough day. I found out that my foal's gonna be a colt. Pinkie frowned. Rarity gasped for air. Pinkie, that's a tragedy. Out of all the things that could have happened, this is possibly the worst possible thing. I'm so sorry, Pinkie. Is there anything I can do for you? Maybe we can walk over to the library together and have Twilight get rid of that disgusting thing for you. What do you say? Rarity was very eager to help her friend. Oh god. Rarity, you are so strange. Anyway. Actually, I just came from the library. Twilight refused to help me. Rarity gave a surprised look. What do you mean, darling? How could she not help you? That's just it, Rarity. I don't know. She mentioned that it would be the wrong thing to do or something, and that she refused to help me. Can you believe it? Rarity thought out loud. I suppose Canterlot needs colts to become guards for the castle and city. Maybe Twilight just doesn't understand how things are done in Ponyville. Done here in Ponyville. Pinkie interrupted Rarity's thinking out loud. I was wondering if you'd be able to help me out. I know you're extra good with magic and scissors. I know, Pinkie. I've never done a magical procedure. I don't know, Pinkie. I've never done a medical procedure before. Sewing dresses is one thing, but I'm not so sure I'm skilled enough to work inside another pony. I'm afraid I would end up hurting you, darling. Pinkie hummed while looking around the room. I know. Pinkie got up and ran over to one of the store's racks of dresses. Pinkie was flipping through them rapidly. Whatever are you looking for, Pinkie? Hey, Rarity, do you have any of those hangers made of wire? Oh, God. Oh, God. All these dresses have a plastic hanger, but I need one made of wire. Oh, Pinkie, have you done this before? Okay. Anyway. Rarity put her hoof on her chin as she thought. Those went out of style a few years ago. I'm afraid I've thrown all mine out long ago. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I wouldn't be surprised if Applejack had some at her place, though. Rarity laughed a little bit at the expense of her less fashionable friend. Unlike Twilight's answer, Pinkie at least understood why Rarity could not help. Oh, it's okay. I'm sure something will work out. See ya, Rarity, Pinkie said sadly. Sadly. It's fine. I'm sure something will work out. See ya, Rarity, Pinkie said sadly. Instead of further seeking help, Pinkie returned to her room at Sugar Cube Corner to think about her situation. It wasn't long before Pinkie arrived at Sweet Apple Acres. She saw Applejack bucking cheese in the field, so Pinkie walked over to her friend. "Hey, Applejack."
Hi there, Pinkie. What brings you over here? I was wondering if I could ask you for some help. Do you have any of those old wire hangers I could borrow? Pinkie asked. Hangers? Nah, all my clothes are in drawers and such. What do you need a hanger for anyway? Sugar Cube. Well, I found out that my foal is going to be a colt, Pinkie said sadly. Oh, Pinkie, I'm so sorry to hear that. I wish I could help you. What about insurance? Don't they care for that sort of thing? Cover that sort of thing? I'm maxed out for the year, Pinkie said. Well, what about Twilight? A unicorn with that much talent could definitely help you. That's just it. Twilight won't help me, and I don't know why, Pinkie explained. After a moment, Pinkie Pie gasped and smiled. I know! Pinkie ran over to the tree that Applejack was bucking, and Pinkie stood on her hind legs and with her back towards the tree. Go on, give it a good kick, Pinkie said. Applejack paused for a moment. Listen, Sugar Cube, I'd love to help you. I would. It's just that I'd have to kick just hard enough to get the job done, but not hard enough to hurt you. I don't want to risk hurting my friend. You understand, right? Pinkie sighed. All right. Thanks anyway, Applejack. Pinkie walked out of the orchard and back towards town. On her way home, she looked up at the shops around her. She noticed the quills and sofa store, and she walked inside. Good afternoon. May I help you? The store owner said. Yes, I'm looking for the longest, sturdiest quill you have. The store clerk frowned. Sorry, miss, I'm all out of quills. What do you mean you're all out of quills? Pinkie exclaimed. I know you're just a stallion and all, but you only sell 2 things. How hard is it to keep an inventory? The store owner didn't know how to respond, and from the look on his face, Pinkie could tell this was far from the first time he had heard this from a customer. All right, I'll order the longest, most sturdiest quill you have. Oh, that's Pinkie. All right, I'll order the longest, most sturdy quill you have. How fast can you get it? Pinkie asked. That would be the most deluxe model. It's by far my most popular model, though I'm not sure why. I can put it on the waiting list, but it'll take about a month to get here. Take about a month to get to you, the store owner said. That's way too long to wait, Pinkie said, as she turned around and started to exit the store. Excuse me again. Before Pinkie could reach the door, the store owner spoke again, trying his hardest to make a sale. Need a sofa? Just a sofa, and that's so funny. Without turning around, Pinkie replied as she walked out the store. This all started on a sofa. I just need something to finish it. The next day, Pinkie decided to return to the library to talk to Twilight. Oh, hi, Twilight. Listen, I thought about what you said, and it really makes sense to me. It really made sense to me, Pinkie told Twilight upon seeing her. Twilight was extremely relieved. That's great, Pinkie. I'm so glad you saw it my way. Don't worry, everything will work out fine. Absolutely. Say, Twilight, could I maybe borrow a book about parental care? I want my foal to be as healthy as can be. Twilight gladly complied with Pinkie's request by levitating a book, Parental Care, a Practical Guide. Twilight levitated the book into Pinkie's bag. Here you go. I haven't read this one myself, but it looks like it might be helpful. Pinkie accepted the book. Thanks, I've got to get going, though I have a very busy day ahead of me. Pinkie was clearly excited about something, but Twilight couldn't figure out what it was. After leaving the library, Pinkie visited the Quills and Sofas shop, followed by a bookmaking store to buy supplies. She would likely be up all night working on her plan. The next morning, Pinkie visited the library again. Oh, hi, Pinkie. Was the book I lent you helpful? It sure was. Say, I found a really cool spell that'll help my colt stay nice and healthy. I was wondering if you could perform it for me. Pinkie took the book out of her saddlebag with her teeth and opened the book to a page she already had bookmarked. Twilight took hold of the book with her magic and looked over the complex magic spell. It wasn't immediately clear to her how the spell worked, but the directions were there, and a book never steered her wrong. Okay, Pinkie, stand perfectly still while I perform this health spell. Twilight's horns started to glow, as did Pinkie's stomach. Pinkie did her best to stop from laughing at the tickling sensation. After a few moments, the spell was over, and the two ponies relaxed. Thanks, Twilight. You really helped me today. No problem, Pinkie. I'm glad I could help, and I'm very glad you're keeping your foal. I'm sure everything will work out fine for you. Here, why don't you hold on to this book for a while? Maybe it'll give you some more information that you can use for the rest of your pregnancy. Oh, no thanks, Twilight. I won't be needing that book anymore. You're so silly, Twilight. I'll see you around. Thanks again. I've gotta get ready for a party tonight. Pinkie patted Twilight on the head and happily bounced out of the library. Twilight wondered why Pinkie refused to take the book. Before closing the book, Twilight had a closer look at the spell. The page wasn't quite the same color as the other pages in the book. Upon further inspection, the page wasn't numbered, was in a different writing style compared to the other pages, and the margins were decorated with balloons, which was especially strange. Twilight wondered aloud. She decided to flip through the rest of the book to see if anything else was out of the ordinary. In the Advanced Medical Procedures section, she noticed the same spell that she had just performed. But why would the same spell be in the same book twice? She read what the spell was for, text which had been omitted on the page Pinkie opened the book to. Oh no! Twilight said aloud. Even though no one was there to hear it, Twilight realized what she had done. Uh-oh. I bet it was an abortion spell. Well, I bet we'll find out in the sequel. Anyway, well, thank you, Everpony, for listening. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed reading it for you. I'll be reading the sequel next as soon as I get this uploaded. Well, thanks again for listening, and brony on, Everpony.